Hello, everybody. Good morning. If we haven't met before, my name is Lance Marshall. I'm one of the associate pastors here at the church, and I was invited forward to come and share a little bit for our ministry moment this morning. And I want to emphasize that I'm coming today just as a normal member of our church and not as my position as a clergy person. Did you realize we wear normal clothes most of the time? I came wanting to speak from that capacity. And I bet you can imagine when you answer a call to serve as one of God's clergy people, you take that really seriously. And it's a call to serve God, and it's a call to serve the church, and it's a call to serve your community, and it's a call to serve the world around you. And at the heart of all of that is your own life of discipleship, your own life of following Jesus, your own work of allowing God's sanctifying grace to work in your life. And so when Tim asks the question, where are you? That's a question I'm always asking myself. And I use that same healthy plate parameter to ask myself, how am I? Where am I? Am I making time for worship in my life when my name's not in the bulletin, right? Am I making time to really put God at the center through my acts of worship? Am I making time to earnestly pray even when there's not a microphone in front of me? Am I doing that? Am I committing to searching the scriptures, to learning more about God and God's work in the world, even if it's not preparing for something else, even if it's just for my own life of discipleship? Am I doing that? And specifically, am I giving? Am I giving? Am I giving sacrificially? Am I giving in a way that serves as an example to other people who are on this same journey? My wife and I, just like the rest of the church, is going through this process of discernment and commitment for the upcoming year. We made the decision in our 20s to start tithing, to take a 10% commitment off the top of our income and to return it to God as an act of worship. We do that because that's the example for giving we've been given by the church, and doing so has changed our lives for the better. Recently this year, my wife, after staying home and working part-time for a number of years, has been able to go back to work full-time, and so we're able to substantially increase our giving to support the church in conjunction with that. And when we give, it's not just something that we do out of a sense of responsibility, it's something we do as an act of discipleship. It's something we do as a means of experiencing God's grace, of putting God first. And just like when we worship, and just like when we pray, and just like when we serve, we experience the grace of God when we put God first with our financial gifts. And doing so is not always easy, right? I mean, we're in our early 30s. There's college tuition to be saved. There's more Star Wars toys to buy. There is a down payment for a house to start saving towards. There are health expenses that come unexpectedly, and over again we choose to give to God first. In the midst of all of that, I am certain, beyond the shadow of a doubt, our landlord is going to try to raise the rent this year. Barry, if you're watching, there's a lot of stuff you need to fix. My kitchen drawers have not shut in 7 years. Okay? Before we start talking about raising the rents, we need to talk about that. It's real life. But it's a real commitment that we make because it is a central part of our lives as Christians. And specifically, I want to talk about the act of filling out a commitment card, not just giving. A number of people in our community don't really fully understand why the act of making a commitment. Each and every one of you in the mail has received a commitment card. There's also one in front of you in the pews. We're collecting commitment cards this week. We're taking these commitments to help set the budget for the church in the upcoming year. The financial committee, made up of church members, are the ones tasked to do that. And I want to make it clear that they take these commitments and they don't choose only to support the existing ministries of the church, the things that we experience every single week. They also use those commitments to figure out how we can plan for the future, to start doing new and unexpected things. Those commitments allow the leaders of the church to answer the question, how are we going to respond to who God is calling us to be? Can I give you an example? A little over a year ago, our church finance committee was able to look at the commitments that were given by this church community, and they were able to support a dream that myself and a number of the other leaders in the church had, which was to start an alternative worshiping community here at 9:30 on Sunday mornings. 1 year ago, we started that service. I hoped if 25 people came, it would be a success. 40 came. The 1-year anniversary of that service was today, setting an all-time record. 205 people attended worship at the gathering service. 6 people joined the church today through that community. Starting something new, reaching out, responding to who God is calling us to be is multiplying our ability to make disciples in this community. And as this community changes around us, we are ready to look into the future based on things like your commitment. So thank you for supporting this work that we're doing. Thank you for taking seriously your commitment to grow as disciples. Thank you for considering your commitment for this upcoming ministry year. God bless.